And on YouTube, it's your boy living in London back again. You know the deal already. If you haven't, it means the world's your boy. If you subscribe, comment, like, and share. And if you do subscribe, hit the notification bell in the top right-hand corner. So when I release a video, you get a notification, I get a view. Sharing's Kevin, it helps my channel grow. Also, follow me on Instagram. It's living_in_LDN. It's all lowercase. So give me a follow because we're nearly at 8,000. Come on. Dolly got all excited. Come on, yes, Dolly. See, Dolly's happy. She's feeling the energy. It's a nice Sunday, chilled day, you know? How's your day been? How was your weekend? Hope it went well. Shout out to everyone that's here early. Like the video. Don't forget, people, let's like this video. Let's get it up there. Get it out there to the masses. It's Sunday, people. A nice, chilled, relaxed Sunday. You know, Danny Christie and old Paul Venus at church all day. But for us regular folk, oi, what's that say right there? Congratulations to the England women team. Huh? I'd love to be a fly on the wall in the showers. Hey! No, seriously, congratulations to all the women. You've done well. You're leading the way in football. You're showing the men how to do it, how to have composure in the later rounds, and how to put other teams to bed. All right, the fucking competition's a bit different in the men's side of things. But you know what I mean? It's all good. It's all good. To be fair, some of them women should transition over to the old transgender and like start identifying as men. Help out the old England team. Maybe we can win something. You know what I mean? Shout out to Vicky P. What's going on, baby girl? Hope you're good. Smash them likes, peep. Listen to yo, Foss man. What's going on, my boy? You good? Tiny is faker than a fucking fake. Talking on Dutch Valley name as if he's wrong, and Tiny is done out here, man. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna get into that, people. We're gonna get into old Tiny Temper. Loving that dream, living the dream as well. Like, come on, people. Big up from Glasgow, my bro. Big up on my Glasgow lot. I'll get bare love from Glasgow and all that, man. So shout out to you lot. Right, you know what? I'll get into the comments afterwards. Let's get into it, people. I heard you was being held hostage by the youngers and had to pay a ransom, bruv. That will be happening soon if I don't pay my bills, boy. Oh, you. Nah, you know how it goes, man. Right, get out of these comments and let's get into some talking. Right, let's get into it, people. We got a whole load of shit. Wait there. Let me post a comment because I need to post something like that. Tottenham Army, my G. What's going on, my boy? Wait there. Let me post something. One sec, people. 1 second. Still here, peeps. Boom. Because I needed to ping that. Oy. So you ain't missed anything if you just joined. Right. So who's this tiny fella that's just come onto the scene? And why has he not been on no one else's podcast? What's going on? See, Sean Atwood, like I said yesterday, he's a naughty little boy. He's not a bad boy. He was never like in the England's criminal underworld. Do you know what I'm saying? He was just a little naughty boy that done his thing abroad with his parents' money sort of thing. Cool. So, saying that, he don't know the street politics. He ain't really got no one to talk to, ask questions, do homework on. So when he found out about this tiny guy and all the other stuff, and I guess he didn't like Marvin because he didn't have too many nice things to say about Marv, yeah? Then he just gets him on. But if you would have just scratched the surface a little bit, just a little bit, old Sean Atwood, yeah? Then you would have seen that this guy, yes, to be fair, people, Tiny is a South London street legend, kind of, you know? So I'll give him that. But there's levels. You ever heard that shit? There's levels to this shit. And Tiny from South, and there is 100 Tiny. So we're just talking about Carlon, Campbell, Satin or else. I can't remember his fucking name, but you know what I'm talking about. Sean Atwood's guest. That easy, yeah? He can't go back to his own hood no more. He definitely didn't, like I knew, was not the founder of the Ghetto Boys. He was one of them. And he was a bit of a boogeyman. One of the guys that would go around robbing people, just doing horrible stuff. And that's how he got his reputation. So the people that he talks about do not like him no more. That's what people have told me. They don't like him no more. He's not welcome in his own area. People, you know, he's a shook member, but he's very wary of who he meets with and what he does because of his past. And in every area, yeah, we even had them around here. I don't know who the current ones are, but I remember who the old ones were around here. And they're like bully boys. They bully like the drug dealers. They know who to pick on. They know who to rob. They know who's doing well. And some of the people that he robbed grew up to actually be bad boys in South. And they weren't happy with how he was moving. And they run him out of South London. So that's why you hear some elaborate story from him. Because he's taken parts of different people's stories. He's mashing it all together. And he's trying to make it his own story. But I'm here to tell you people, that is not his true story. You know? And hopefully some of the Ghetto Boys out there, come on, reach out to me on Instagram, living_in_LDN. I'll get some of you boys on to have you say, I know you lot ain't doing the social media thing, but someone reach out to him and tell him to get on my live stream so we can have a chit chat. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, people, Sean Atwood wouldn't know who to call. Sean Atwood have literally no outlets, you know? So when he's got this guy on and this guy, Tiny, is feeding Sean the bullshit story, he can't fact check it with nobody because he hasn't got them sort of links in the streets. But your boy, I know who to call, people. I know who to call. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to tell you this guy's a nobody, but he was nowhere on other than street level. He was a street level guy. He done a few serious little things, but it's just street level bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's not like no cartel shit where he's meeting up with people, he's distributing anything. He was never nothing like that. He was just some guy that done some street shit and he got a little notoriety in his area. He used to hang around the chicken shop and that. Find a little drug dealer, rob him, get a little name. That's it. Now he went to jail for some bullshit. You can tell. You can tell people. See, when people go to jail for violence, unnecessary bullshit violence, you can tell from that alone, usually they're idiots. They ain't got control enough to, you know? So, yeah, I'm not saying the guy's an idiot, but he's definitely not no founding member of the Thingy Boys from South. The Ghetto Boys from South. And that's me telling you that. Biased as ever, you know? I'm telling you the real truth. So that's who Tiny is, people. And when I believe him now. I believe him when he says he asked everyone and he didn't know who Marvin Herbert was. Because maybe his pals or the people that he's got left to ring, they're just like, they were just street level guys over in South, you know? They weren't big players. They weren't doing big bits. They were just street gang members, you know? Shout out to all my gang members out there, though. GG, gang, come on. Or Gun. Are we talking about the Gun Brothers? We're going to get onto the Gun Brothers, the old two Yorkshire puddings. We're going to talk about them soon. Let me get into your comments, people. Hey, who see Dougie Joyce earlier? Who see Dougie Joyce? Yes, we can talk about Douglas Joyce and Douglas Doherty. Mish, all right, Mish, I'll give it back. No more, Mish. No more Exposure TV. We don't have it with those lot over there. Those lot are fucking weirdos. So if you're going to be a mod of mine, you have to have responsibility with it. And if I'm beefing with anyone, can't be over there showing love. You know what I mean? Sweet. Pow. Okay, I've got to do it on YouTube, Mish. I can't do it on here. I don't know how to do it on here. I'm trying to click on you now. One sec. I'll do it after, Mish. Sorry. Strap a pillow to your back head, bro, in case something comes through your window. But we're good, man. Gucci, come on. Come on. And that's how you know if someone was a good guy in the streets, if they can go back to their hometown. See me, I'm here in Camden. I didn't piss no one off that much. I was never a horrible cunt. You know? Just a stupid cunt. So I hurt myself more than anything, you know? But some of these other fuckers, like Tandy from South, yeah, these fuckers, they got bad karma. They're full of shit. They're liars. They're just, you know, they're scared to meet people. I'm not saying he wasn't a bad boy, not taking nothing away from him, but it was just on the street level. Kind of like myself, you know? I never went abroad. I was never moving fucking hundreds of kilos aboard. Oi, shout out to you, Simon Jury. Come on, or Simone. Simone Jury. Dolly, say what's up. Dolly said, hey, thank you for that. Appreciate that. Make me a model for me. Oh, find me a fair play, man. Yeah, appreciate that. Wait there. Marv's got your back. Who said that? What? You spoke to him? What, did he tell you that? Where was that? Marvin's got your back now, Daniel, son. You spoke to him? Let me know. Fuck me. But anyway. So, at the end of the day, Tidy has got a story, people. He was a gang member, but he didn't start them. Yeah? And now he can't even go back to where the place he's talking about. And if you know what, I say this all the time and I never do. I'll link 2 videos of gang members, people from South, yeah, basically saying what I'm saying. So don't take it from me. You can take it from the actual people that he's talking about. I'll post the links and you can see what they got to say about it. You know what I mean? Come on. Anyway, people, what else going on? Southampton. Tell them how it is, Lazar. Come on. Yes, people. All right, let's talk about this then. You want to have a little chit chat about the old Dougie Joyce and Dougie Doherty? Nah, you know what you say, people. You reap what you sow. You make your bed, you got to lie in it. All that type of shit I used to hear in prison from my mum. I'm like, yeah. It's not helping me now, mum. I need 20 quid for counting. So I hear you. I'm reaping what I'm sowing, but I need 20 quid to help along with the process. But anyway, let's get back to it. So I say that to say this, people, now. This all started from the public's point of view. Obviously, there must have been things bubbling up behind the scenes. Yeah, would be good to find out from Dougie. If I ever get the chance to interview him, I'd ask him. But anyway, what led up to it? But the Paddy Doherty thing. Remember when celebrity Paddy Doherty got punched up by Dougie Joyce's brother, Johnny, and Dougie was filming it? This is kind of where this all started years and years ago. Loads of back and forths, loads of tit for tats, and people going to prison and then coming out. So they miss each other, sort of thing. Not miss each other like, oh, I miss him. Some cunt on a 25cc moped making loads of noise, but I hate them guys, man. Anyway, let's get back to it now, yeah? So this has been going on for ages now, ages and ages. But I think today Dougie was just pissed off. He had had enough because you reap what you sow. And just because you start something and it's a bit disrespectful, you don't know where that's going to end. So you can do your thing and you feel like, yeah, I've done this, I've done that, and you can feel justified in your actions, feel like you're right. But then when they do their thing and it keeps going back and forth, I think it's got to the point now where allegedly Dougie Joyce is saying that Dougie Doherty, his brother, stuck a knife up to his mum's neck. So he's not having that shit no more. He's not having it. And he now wants to fight today. He said they meet up and all the other stuff. So I wonder if they're going to fight today or what. I don't know what's going on, but it's getting interesting, people. But at the end of the day, you've done his dad. You know, so it's a mad one, people. But I don't agree. I do not agree with parents getting involved or children getting involved. What kind of scumbags do that? What type of weak individuals go after parents or children? Let's talk about it. Ooh, what a segue. I'm getting sick at this, you know. Yeah, that was sick. That was so slick. Right, what's there? You mean they were both jumped, an older man Out halfway through. Yeah. So they done that, and that's what I'm saying. That's where it started, mate. That's where it started. Yes. And I do not agree with that. I think Dougie Joyce and fucking and his brother Johnny, they took an L for that. They should never have done that. Because Paddy was old by then. You didn't like, you know, so it was a bad choice. And now it's just led on to years and years of bullshit. It was never worth doing that. Anyway, let's get into the guns. The guns, eh? The fucking Phil and Grant of Yorkshire. Fucking Dr. Evil and Mini-Me. These two fuckers, yeah? You know, when I've watched it, I'm thinking this guy is still active. This gun's still active. He had a big diamond watch on. He's in Stone Island. He's got, you know, like, it just looks like he's still in the life to me. Well, if not, he's definitely living nice either way. You know what I'm saying? And when I saw him talking, it was almost like he was justifying what had happened and trying to make his people look good. I guess that's kind of understandable. But when the crime is such a heinous, disgusting crime, like what happened when them parents got killed, I can't respect that. I cannot respect that. And that don't mean they're not serious. It don't mean they're not whatever they did. But when you decide, when that's your choice of action, to go and kill the geezer's parents, after they're in hiding as well, so they've left the area as well, and then you still hunt them down. In my eyes, you can't come back from that. You're a scumbag. You are a scumbag. The whole, you know? And that's why I went hard on him. That's why I called him nonsense and all the other stuff. Because that's nonce behavior, mate. It's not. Come on. Imagine you've done something stupid. Imagine your child had done something stupid. You're there with your wife and that, 50, 60 years old. You got to move away from your area. You move away from your area and you still get murdered for your actions of your child, but you're totally innocent, been working your whole life. Nah, mate. Nah. Sorry. And I won't be scared or intimidated or threatened by anyone that participated in that, regardless of their reputation, because that's pussy, bullying, scumbag behavior. So rest in peace, John and Joan Sterland, once again. And at the end of the day, we can all have anger. We can all lose people when you're doing this criminal activity bullshit. And you can be angry and frustrated. And sometimes you can lose people in a bad way. But at the end of the day, people that are in the circle, are in, regardless, even if they're just around. I know what happened, man. I can just read between the lines in that situation. Those that were hurt, they're a bunch of cokeheads. They're a bunch of idiots. Donuts. And you can tell they're idiots and donuts by what they did. They have no morals. They have no heart. You know what I'm saying? They're just as good as nonsense in my eyes. And they would never get respect out of me. You know? Ever. Don't matter if they could batter me. Don't matter what if they got millions of pounds. All that situation. Don't matter if they still got killers on the back. It just don't matter. Because what you decided to do with your power. You know, power corrupts. It corrupts the mind and all the other stuff. You start getting this egotistical thing like, they can't, what? They done this. Well, we got to show a message. We got above. You killed someone's parents over a street beef. Let that sink in. And now you're on Sean Atwood, who ain't got a fucking clue about the England underworld. Marvin Herbert was trying to warn you lot that you lot have just put an interview out there and this geezer looks like he's still active, and there are people still active on the other side that are pissed off. Maybe they're chilled out and this is kind of healed up a little bit, but you're ripping scabs off, mate, of a serious wound. And Marv, in his fucking alpha male way, was just trying to tell you, in my eyes. I ain't got no love for Marv like that. Me and Marv are cool, but you know, Nottinghamshire, not Yorkshire. Sorry, my boy, sorry. So at the end of the day, You putting out that video today, Sean, about, oh, Marvin threatened me, that was ages ago. You've kept that for how long? Nearly a year now. Give it a rest, bruv. He weren't trying to threaten you. Not at all. If anything, Jen said in her own words, and you can go on Marvin's channel and check the recording, Jen said this herself, that Sean Atwood is putting her in unnecessary danger. And that's because of that podcast that I was speaking about the guns. Just because you can, don't mean you should. Just because you can get someone killed, don't mean you should. Just because you can find someone whose parents of or the person that done you wrong, don't mean you should then go and do what happened. You know? And at the end of the day, if that was my mum, yeah, and my dad, yeah, and I was in prison, and there was a YouTuber out there, and he come across this story, I wouldn't want him to get scared of it. I wouldn't want him to think, oh, those guys are fucking serious, though. Maybe I shouldn't say nothing because something could happen. Nah, man. The truth speaks louder than anything, you know? And I ain't out here, like, trolling the guns. I'm just saying, and they know it deep down. They know what they did deep down was scumbag, bottom of the barrel shit. You don't do that. Morally, you just don't do that. Huh? They're playing gangster, bro. They ain't acting gangster. They're playing it, bro. They're like, what would a gangster do now? I mean, I see a film, yeah? And in this film, they went after the parents, killed everyone. We should do that then. Can't we do what we see in the... Yeah, that was a good film, that film. Yeah, those guys look serious. What was they wearing when they done it? All right, yeah, we're going to wear that too. Right, let's go. Fucking idiots, mate. People like that, we are safer, yeah, as a society with people like those fuckers in jail. Trust me. They are just like, come on. If they're willing, can you imagine if they got away with that? And let me just say one thing. No one's been convicted of the murders of the parents. Huh? John and Joan Sterling. No one's been convicted. That fucking Colin Gunn, is it? He got convicted of conspiracy. So like he set it up or he arranged it. But the actual shooters, yeah, never, ever got caught. And the other gun brother saying, no, like, my brother's innocent. We would never have done that. All the other stuff, yeah? But what type of people can get people to hold that type of silence? A serious organized firm like the Gunn family. And like that guy said, he was under Obo, or had an Obo on him from their MI5 and some other top firm, special branch. So they were big. And I'm guessing they still are. They still got clout. But fuck them. Fuck the guns. Fuck all their associates. Fuck their families and all of that. Because that's scumbag shit, bro. I don't stand for that. And you shouldn't too. Regardless of their rep. Regardless of all that other shit. Yeah? What's right is right. And what's wrong is wrong. You know what I'm saying? And what they did, in my eyes, is unforgivable, mate. Unforgivable. And that silly cunt, whatever his name is, Gunn, what's his name? Is it David Gunn? I think. I don't know. I can't remember. Whoever's on Sean Atwood's podcast, yeah, he needs to shut the fuck up. Because what he's saying, it just, I don't know, man. If I can read between the lines, I'm sure the authorities can. So if he keeps talking, I'm sure he's going to talk himself right into a prison cell or something, man. Little rat, you know. Look, bit deep and out of your depth here, bro. Mean no disrespect, but you should change the subject. No. Regardless, yeah, of how deep and how serious people are. If you don't stand for what's right, if you see something, you say, you know what, that's wrong. And you got a voice. And you're saying, I choose not to say that because something might happen. I choose not to shine a light on that bullshit because of my own sake, but that's pussy shit. And if you live like that, you're going to live a sheltered life, you know? Don't go out there gun slinging and that ball's hanging. But if you see something that's wrong and you think you should highlight it and talk about it. Now, I would never have spoke about this. I still didn't even know about this till the other day. I knew about the story, but I didn't know why Marv was supposedly going at Sean Atwood and Jen. I didn't know about this, but obviously now it's the subject because Marv and Sean are beefing over it. That I'm gonna talk about it. Think I ain't talking about that? You're mad, bruv. You're mad. Don't let these bullies that murdered someone's parents allow, but from their reputation of being old bull cunts, yeah, to silence it. Nah, bro. GG. Who else thinks Sean and Jen look like swingers? Come on, of course they do. They look like a freaky old couple, mate. But at the end of the day, that's not illegal. And if you want to do that in your spare time, you're more than welcome. You can swing all day long, go dogging, all that shit. It's legal as long as you're not hurting no one, as long as it's consensual. That's fine. Sean's a freaky guy, I'll say that. But he's also like, he's just stumbling around for content. And when you stumble around for content, you're going to stumble across tinies of the world, yeah? That will just say anything because people don't know. And the people that do know, they're not on YouTube talking, gassing it up. But guess what? I am on YouTube talking, gassing it up. And I do know the people to ask. You know what I'm saying? So silly sausage Sean, try to say that 3 times. Silly sausage Sean, fuck me. Anyway, that geezer, yeah, should really do his own work before getting certain people on. You know? Because even if I had a massive platform, I'd never get any of the guns on. Because that's scumbag shit, bro. That's real talk. Lazar, mate, it's time to move in on Sean Atwood. Fairness, Marv did nothing. His live last night proved he didn't do much. Jen and Sean lied to the public. They need exposing. Oh, let's get on to Jen and Sean, eh? Jen and Sean, the 2 new victims of YouTube. Marvin Herbert called me up, and you see he's got the thumbnail ready, innit, old Sean? He wants to milk this. He wants to squeeze the juice out of this situation. He made about 150,000 views out of this little voice note of Marv just ringing up to say, yo, chill. This is, like I said, a touchy situation with still ongoing consequences to this day. Take it down out of respect for the family. No one wants to see this up, you know? So, because of that, old fucking Sean Atwood gets the bird on to say she got threatened, try and squeeze out a few tears. And he's made a whole video about it and some whole long thing of Marvin. I've got old messages from Don't Make Me Like that's almost blackmailing him not to defend himself. Like Marvin, if you defend yourself against the allegations I've made, I'm gonna release some old messages of when I took down your channel. Those messages of Marv what Sean's talking about, Marvin threatened to do this and do that, was when Marv maybe got angry and said a few stupid things because Sean had striked his channel and Marv thought he was losing his channel. But they squashed it and they put it to bed. It was all cool. And the reason why Sean is coming out with, I don't know where this has come from, because you're stupid, Sean, and you don't know the England criminal underworld at all. You can interview people and get guests on, but that don't mean you know the underworld at all, you know? And if you knew and had any sort of respect for it, you would take down that video. It's only got 80,000 views. My podcast has got double that with you, innit? You know what I mean? Come on, bro. At the end of the day, mate, what's right is right. And you should not try and make yourself look like victims, but just do the right thing. Take down the video and work with Marv. Because you're causing the division. You're causing the big rift. That's what it seemed like to me with all this Marvin's threatening me and I don't know what to do and Jen's all scared and we're just a bunch of beta males and females. Nah, man, you're manipulative little rat when you want to be. Yeah? Just like you put that video out earlier of Marvin's voice notes. But then all of a sudden, when I start commenting and other people start commenting, yo, these are old voice notes, bro. And the new voice notes Marvin released the other day makes him look innocent and makes it look like you lot were lying. Like the comment section started filling up with stuff like that. So what Sean Atwood goes and does, he deletes the whole video because he doesn't want any negative narrative coming out. He's playing the victim and he's receiving the victim's whatever you call it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he's doing, people. He's a little bum boy. And me and Sean called. I was meant to go on his podcast last month. I hit him up and we arranged it. I even asked him to come and do an interview with me. But when stuff like this happens, I'm glad that I didn't go back on there. I'm glad that none of that happened because you just seem to be a bit, without me sounding like Darren G, bit of a playing games behind the scenes, manipulating your audience. And I get it, we all got to make views and all the other stuff, but Marv didn't threaten you. Marv did not threaten Jen. And the way Jen made it sound on that podcast the other day, and the way Tiny from South was saying, Marv must have mental health issues if he's threatening women. He didn't threaten a woman. If anything, Jen said, Sean's putting me in danger. That's a bit weird of something to say to someone you don't know. Innit, Jen? Remember what you said, you don't know him. So if you don't know him, why are you going to be like, Sean's putting me in danger? Why would you say that to someone you don't know? It's all pretty strange to me, man. It's all pretty strange. Right, let's get into these comments, people. Tiny bum boy, trust me. Nothing wrong with talking about what's happened and been in the papers. All right. You know what it is, my boy? You know what it is? You're right. There's definitely nothing wrong with talking about what's happened and what's been in the papers. But there are also some subjects that you can stay away from, that you don't have to put out there. And this is one of them. The killers have never been caught. It's only the people that arranged the killing. So the killers are still free out there. This guy, is clearly lying about the situation. So it's not like he's talking about it from an honest point of view. He's covering it up and making it sound different. I can see that straight away. As soon as I watch the video, I'm not silly. So you're right with what you're saying, but at the same time, on sensitive subjects, on unsolved murders and all the other stuff, leave it alone if there's still people out there that are going to be badly affected from that video. In my eyes, Sean Atwood don't give a fuck, or he just don't know. And when he did find out from Marvin, instead of taking the video down, he played the victim and lied to his audience that had been threatened by Marvin. But that wasn't the case. Marvin asked Jen nicely, you know? So at the end of the day, I can't see how after the Jen conversation that Marv had, that Sean didn't know exactly what video they were talking about and exactly what consequence it could have. Marv wasn't saying he was going to fucking do anything. Marv was saying things could happen to you because of it. There are people that are still not happy. But Sean don't give a fuck. Heard Peckham Tiny is problems. Yeah, back in the day, he was Frost, but now we're living in reality, yeah? And just because you was a problem back in the day, it don't mean you can take people's stories, run with it, and try and make it your own. Especially when your own hood is saying, bro, you're lying. When your own hood's telling you, yo, you're lying, bro. Yo, you're talking about this, you're talking about that. Yo, you didn't start this. Like, it just, come on, man. But it's just, you got to know where to look. You know your boy. I know where to look. I know who to ask. Come on. And you'll see there's going to be no one backing up his stories. No one backing up this geezer's stories. Get one person. All right, cool. You're a founding member, yeah? Get one person to sit next to you and confirm that. A known face from South that's still around. He couldn't do that because he was a shitbag in his area. He was robbing everyone, terrorizing South London. That's what he was doing, terrorizing South London. But some of the young G's that he was terrorizing grew up to be older G's. And they weren't having this guy thinking he can just rob everyone. And then they stuck it on him over some bits and pieces that went down. And I heard also, people, if I'm wrong on this. So we're going to say, I don't know 100%. 2 people have told me this is the case. So I need someone to clarify this, yeah? There's been an allegation made that this guy, Tiny, was on the numbers for the last few years of his sentence. If you don't know what the numbers is, that's protective custody. 2 people told me that, 2 different people. And I'm like, seriously? But some people have got agendas, and I don't want to get mixed up in people's agendas. So let me know if this guy, and if he weren't, what wing was he on in his last jowl? Let me know that. Tiny, what wing? And Tiny, you are more than welcome to have a live stream with me. You know, like, I am not ducking the dialogue. I am encouraging it. So message me on Instagram, living_in_LDN, and you can get on this live stream and you can say your piece, bubbo. I'm not a sensitive little flower. I can take it. I've said things about you, so you can have your say, defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? That something tells me you know that I know, that you know that I know, that you know that I know, that I know that you know. That you fucked up, man, and you're full of shit. You know what I mean? So people, at the end of the day, if he was telling the truth and he was a founding member and someone told me, yo, he started that, bro. Yeah, he was this and that, he was that. I'm not saying the guy was a total idiot. No, the guy was a fucking bully in South London. He was a goon. He had connections in London, yeah. But that's as far as it went. He was local, bro. You know? So Marv was international. So they was on different levels. That's why. But he did know Marv. He did know Marv. But if he wants to play that game, then I can understand why he's trying to say that. Because, bro, street level guy, you know. I ain't that all with street level shit. I was street level. But this guy's talking about, yeah, I made this up, I done this, I done that, yeah, I'm this guy, I'm that guy, bro. You're just another fucking South London gangbanger. Huh? That's all you are, bro. I was about, he really is what he is. Listen. Wait there. I don't know if I'm missing that one, so I'm going to move on from that. Sean doesn't know the consequences of the road. Marv does. Yeah, and I'm sure Marv got contacted by people saying, yo, have a word with Sean. Not even on the aggressive thing. Just on the basis of, if you know this guy, you're in this YouTube world, get him to take that down. Because my man's lying. We don't want to relive this shit. We're trying to move on. It's going to open old wounds. Because this guy said some things. Other people are going to be like, nah, that didn't happen like that. And other people are like, listen, it just creates bullshit. And for 80,000 views, you're going through all this, Sean. No morals, some people. I've got morals. Remember that Jordan McCann situation? I took down all the videos, people. And that was when my channel was a lot smaller than it is now. You know? By the end of the day, what's right is right, people. And some subjects you just don't go into. And then from that, I started chatting to both of Jordan's brothers, Jerry and Pa. Shout out to Jerry, shout out to Pa, shout out to Jordan, shout out to all those lot, shout out to my Manny guys, you know? So, at the end of the day, people, yeah, I ain't out here trying to rewrite history, you know? Tiny was a goon from South London, and no one's disputed that. You could say he was a South London legend, isn't it? No one's disputing that. But at the same time, that's just by robbing other South London street drug dealers and other people, you know, and just doing bad shit. Everyone from every area, we've got them from around here, from back in the day, loads of them. And, you know, they can, but I don't mean that, Bob. It's just some bully boy thing. The genies were, who the fuck are the genies? The genies were a lot bigger than Jordan McCann. He ain't Danny Simpson. No, listen, Danny Simpson ain't him. Like, see how Danny Simpson was talking? All right, he never mostly robbed no one for £1 million. this geezer Tiny, but he was definitely kind of like how Danny Simpson tries to go on. Yeah, exactly like that, to be fair. Danny Simpson's the only king of South London. As a star dog Lazar, I'm on Applejack cuz I got the Ammy tonight, my boys and girls. Ammy. You know what I mean? Come on. So yeah, it's a chilled out vibe, people. And at the end of the day, yeah, regardless of whatever topic I talk about, whether it's funny, not funny, whatever the subject is, I'll always give you my honest point of view. You know what I mean? And I do think that the guns were bullies. And remember, this is all my opinion from just watching the video, just like you lot. Yeah? But they were bullies, they were serious, and they abused their power, mate. They abused their fucking power. And you can't rewrite that shit. You did what you did. It's in your family name. Yeah, no. And you can't make it sound better. Even that's what you was trying to do. You know? So anyone in the comments saying, Lazar, be careful and all the other stuff, I respect you looking out for me, but at the same time, you've got to stand on the right side of things, you know? Especially when it gets into innocent people. Mate, they were good and bad like everyone else. Yeah, yes, listen. I'm not saying, see, before the guns done that murder of the two parents, I would have most probably respected them a whole lot. I would have respected them a whole lot more. They would have been up there in the legend category. But when you go and you kill someone's parents, fuck off. Get out of it. You got to, like, that's bad, man. That's bad. That's innocent people. That's a no-go zone. In my book, in other people's book, that shit is gangster. They're like, yeah, that's what you do. But that's other people's books. You know, not everyone's book's the same. This is just in my point of view, people. It's what I think, and I have come up with the information I've got from watching videos and shit. I clocked the old phone recording and all. Yep, I agree, but only Colin was convicted. Yeah. Yes, only Colin was convicted. All right, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Yes, that's true. And you got to give that other guy credit because he was on trial and he did get not guilty for it. So in the eyes of the law, like I've said before, if you go to court and you go through the process and you get found guilty, well, shit, that's what it is. So that's a true statement as well. So you could say it's Colin Gunn, but it's in the family name. But yeah, I agree with that statement as well, though. But even this is me trying to work my way out of it a bit. Yeah, but he's not going to be honest about it because he mostly can't be anyway, you know? But I agree with that as well. It was just one of the Gunn brothers. Tiny from the South is Rory Baker. What the fuck is that? You're lucky Tiger needs a straight going now because you would be digging your own grave. Possibly, because he was a horrible person. So that is another true statement. That is another true statement. But that's why you should respect my opinion, people. Because some of these guys, even though I have my opinion on them, they're still serious. There's still some active. There's still, or were, gangsters, like proper serious people. So just because I put them down and this and that, I'm not taking away their gangster. And that's a true statement. So yes. You watch the Jen and Marv podcast. The Jen and Marv podcast, what do you mean? I think Jen should do her own podcast with Marvin. That's what I think. Get to the bottom of what's going on. Up the human earthworm. Come on, yeah, he knows. Shout out to me. Shout out to me. If Lazar was still active, Tiny would be digging. Oi! Come on, that's what we like to hear. That's it. Come on. Yeah. I like it. Shout out to you, my boy. Carl Robinson, the Dread, is more serious than all these lot. Carl Robinson, the dread. Who's who? I don't know who this is. Shout out to Carl Robinson. You sound serious. Oh, shit. What else going on? What are you smoking, Bert? I'm smoking Ami, boys and girls. Ami, Amber Leaf, a.k.a. Ami. But yeah, shout out to my South lot. Shout out to my North lot. Shout out to all you guys that are tuning in this Sunday, you know? Monday to more people. So if you fucked up this week doing all that bullshit, fix up. I'm even saying that to myself because I need to get back in the gym. I've been slacking. I'm getting a little pot belly again. And me with a pot belly looks so bad, man. Like, why have I got a pot belly just because I eat a few things? You know what I hate about the gym people? You know what I fucking hate about healthy lifestyle? You've got to eat all this fucking boring food all the time for tiny, tiny gains. And then you have a little break for 3 weeks and then pow, everything's just gone. You're like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, it's long, man. It's long, people. Consistency is key, but it's so hard, man. Right, what's this? I'm still creasing when you hit that vape and said, call the police. Well, that vape was fucked up, bro. I'd never done a vape before, so I didn't know the consequences. I just thought, you know, I thought I had to heat it up. But no, that vape was ready to go. Huh? Trust me, I don't really do vapes anymore. Marv was a lunatic. No, he just got a bad temper, but he's written off. Marv was a lunatic. Now he just has got a bad temper, but he's written off. Marv, yeah, Marv's a nutter, man. He is. And like, you know, it's hard to change. And I think for Marv, talking to people is one of his fucking, not his best things. Even though he's a YouTuber, it's like it comes across aggressive, even when it don't mean to. You know what I mean? I'm baked. Got one to go, people. One more to go. We're almost there. Come on, Dan, you can do it. All those benefits are probably taken away by copious amounts of weed and amber leaf, not to mention Haribos. This guy knows, man. He looks like this guy could easily be my accountant. You don't even need to I don't even need to send you over everything. You've got all the numbers there, boy. Tiny and his body oil. Yeah, bro. That guy was a kinky guy, bro. Kinky guy. How are you gonna be stripping people naked? You can't want the money that much. That's gay, bro. That's proper gay. And shout out to all the people that rob people. And as they're robbing them, they're like, what can we do to make sure this guy tells us we can stick something up his bum? Anyone that does that, you're gay in my book. I don't give a fuck if I know you. I don't give a fuck about all that shit. If you've ever done that, if you've ever stuck something in a geezer's bum when you're trying to rob him, you are gay. Because I just would not be able to do that. What are you gonna like? That's gay, bro. That is such a gay thing to do. And it happens more regularly than you'd think in the London underground. They will stick something up your bum if you don't tell them where it is, you know. Oh, these kinky guys, you know. Fuck me. How about getting Jen Van yours to do dusting in her big boots? She would. To be fair, there's so much dust in that. She'd fall asleep after dusting. She'd be like, bloody hell, I'm still as hard. There's a lot of dust. R.I.P. Delphin. He would have been all over this. Come on. R.I.P. Delphine, bro. My G. Carlton Robinson. Carlin Robinson is Tiny's real name. Yeah, well, to be fair, I got to the bottom of it anyway. I found out what I needed to find out. The guy was a local goon. He definitely had a rep in South London. But, you know, that's as far as it went, really, man. That's most people's story. Fuck me. And I'd like to think, hey, Tiny, now you've heard Marvin's side of things. What do you think now? Still think it's mental health problems he was threatening women? Or do you think someone was lying and trying to make it seem like someone was aggressive and paint a picture? when it weren't. You know what I mean? Daniel Lazzar's got lots of courage. I respect you, Daniel. Come, bruv, you say how it is, mate. Don't let all these fuckers, yeah, with their verbal and all the other stuff, and this is going to happen, and this is, I'll do this, and I'll say, but fuck all that shit, bro. We're in the 21st century, bro. You cunts. Plus, most of these guys I'm talking about have got real issues in their own area. Real issues in life. The last thing they give a fuck about is some bulkies on YouTube. They've got some real problems. Because these little fucking scumbags, most of them I talk about, have done scumbag shit. You don't become a scumbag just because people call you it. You actually have to do scumbag shit. And when you do scumbag shit, sometimes relatives of that people, friends of that people want revenge, or the people in general. Sometimes you get someone like Tiny done to a lot of South London G's when they were really young, like 16, 17 years old, and he was a few years older. And you know when you're 16, 17 and someone like 21, 22 comes and they're a goon, like, it's basically a rap. You're giving it up, you know, because you're just a young G in that, and they're sticking it on you. So he just took advantage of the age gap and the fact that he had a gang around him, you know. He didn't do nothing gangster by himself. He didn't create nothing. None of that shit. The reason why he so freely says, I created the South London Ghetto Boys, is because none of them are online to fucking dispute it. But I will get someone on to fact check that story from South London, I promise you. And not Danny Simpson either. Hey. Tiny gay boy, you know. Tiny gay boy, Bob Smash. I like the video, people. Can we like the video? What the fuck's going on? I ain't said that enough. Like the video, peeps. Come on. Your boys here entertaining you on this Sunday evening. We're vibing. We're relaxing. All that good stuff. Hey, someone let me know if Dougie Joyce had the fight today. He was talking like he was going to have it. I'm thinking he's going to have it. He was looking pissed off today. And that Dougie Doherty, he's been training so much that he must be ready. You know what I mean? Yeah, Pie and Mash still open in Camden, my boy. Camden Pie and Mash still open, yeah. Camden Pie and Mash still open, boys. Not right now, obviously. Yeah, still there, mate. Tiny was no bigger than Lazar. Wait, who said that? Tiny got chased out of South. He lives in Kent. And before he lived in Kent, he lived in Brighton. That's right. Batty Boy Tiny went to Brighton. Couldn't make it up. And if you don't know what Brighton is famous for, one, it's beautiful beaches. And two, it's gay nightlife. So Tiny was straight round there. Is that what's happening, boys? South London don't want me no more, so I'm down here with you lot. He's in there with fucking batty riders and that, twerking. Trust me. And now he's been watching YouTube and that, thinking he can do this YouTube thing. We'll have a see. We'll have a looksy-wooksy. You know what I mean? And Saturn tells me Tiny ain't got no friends. Trust me on that one. We'll see anyway. Could be wrong, but we'll see. Where's all my South London fucking G's at? Where's all my South London fucking G's at, you know? Come on. I need a South London goon from back in the day. A bit older than me that can verify Tiny's shit. Lazar, Tiny said he wants his jumper back, lad. Hey, you tell Tiny if he wants his jumper back, 3-5 a Stardog, and he just may get it back. Gucci is looking ream. Come on. I like to hear that. Brighton is full of puffs. Yes, it is. That's why Tiny went down there ASAP. He went down there on roller skates, batty riders. If you don't know what batty riders are, they're really, really tight shorts, yeah, that chicks wear normally, yeah. Tiny thought it was appropriate to wear them, and a little tank top, and he skated all the way down to Brighton, and he just started partying. Now, what's going on, boys? And you know, he had his favourite R. Kelly album in one hand and a bottle of baby oil in the other, and he went down to Brighton with a whole load of dreams, boy. And all those dreams got filled in, if you know what I mean. Come on, Tiny, you dirty bastard. We know what you was up to. Marv said he's going to blow his house up today. Did you hear that one, Dan? Yes, I did hear that one. And Sean Atwood released it, like I said earlier, and then he deleted it, like I said earlier. And why did he do that? Because the narrative in the comments was people was turning against him, because everyone could see that these were old voice notes that he'd held. They weren't new voice notes, they were old. So you're just going to chat shit about Marvin, and if he tries to defend himself, you're going to release old voice notes to try and play the victim again. We're seeing through that, Sean. And I'm going to let people know just what you're doing. Because what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And I know Sean's a sneaky fucker. I know he is. And there's things I don't mention that go on behind the scenes with all these YouTubers and that, you know? But Sean knows what I'm talking about. So I know, Sean, that you know, that I know, you know, I know, you know, I know, that you're a sneaky fucker. Do you know what I'm saying? So let's keep it at that. And remember, people, remember, Jen was nearly in tears. For what? Hey, Marv, I didn't mean to do that, you know. I owe you 50 pence. For what? I said it again, now I owe you £1. That's Marv's slogan, people. But seriously, Jen, what was you trying to cry for? It could only be because you're a female and you're trying to play the victim card. You know? But you guys tell me what you think in the comments. Let me know. I'm going to read some of your comments, go through them there, and take a breath. Atwood goes on like he's the BBC or some man he was on. Like, yeah, Atwood, man, he's a silly sausage, man. Desire is your opinion, Decker still everyone. Jen is a waste man. See little stuff like that. I love, you know. Jen is a waste man. Yeah, people, at the end of the day, at the end of the fucking day, it's been a busy week on YouTube, to be fair. Would be nice to get some responses, but not many people respond to me these days. So I just got to keep talking. Hopefully I'll hit some gold sooner or later. Someone will respond here or there. We'll get someone. We'll find someone. Imagine if David Gunn responded. Ooh, that would be a big one. Yeah, we want David Gunn to respond. On the internet. Leave my mum alone. Sean comes across as a proper weirdo. What's that thing about what he does with his hands? Yeah, well, to be fair, I don't feel like he's a weirdo in the sense of like a creepy sexual deviant. And even if he was a creepy sexual deviant, as long as he's not hurting no one, it's not really a problem, you know? We're all pervs when we want to be, you know what I'm saying? Come on. I reckon Jenna's got a bigger set of bollocks than that Sean, though. Yeah, to be fair. Is Gigi a circus? Yeah, and I'm the clown, boy. I'm the lead clown in it, boy. Bang Bang Baby has been chiming in, cracks me up, that guy. Yeah. Come on, we're all here for it. We're all here for it, people. But anyway, like the video if you ain't, people. I've been here an hour, my little flowers, and I'm going to go. I'm going to disappear into the ether. But I'll be back tomorrow with what? What are we going to talk about tomorrow? I've got a video on the England women's team. Shout out to those lot, you know? Shout out to those lot. And ladies, send me some photos of you lot in the changing room celebrating. I want to see it. In my head, I've got the fantasy, and I'm going to go through it tonight. But hopefully, girls let me know, innit? Anyway, people, it's your boy living in London. Like, subscribe, comment, share. I'll see you tomorrow. And get in the comments if there's anything juicy. And let's find out I'm going to go and check right now if Dougie's had a tear up or if it was just another fucking video and we've got to wait another year and watch another 100 training videos and all the other shit. Boring. Let's find out. Peace. Love.